Heel turns, no-shows, and Japanese bombs that none of us know or care about. It can only be one thing. It's Aew Dynamite. And we are here on Fog Wrestling to review it. So what are we going to talk about? Well, let's maybe talk about Sting. Yes, Sting. 64-year-old Sting flying through the sky. If Sting isn't afraid of heights, if Sting isn't afraid of climbing ladders, then why don't we have a pension on a pole match? Sting can grab it, get a nice wad of cash, and go off into the sunset. Because there's no reason for this guy at his age to be doing matches anymore. Crazy shit in the ring, flying from the ring to the outside through a table, damn near killing himself. And if we're going to talk about killing people, look at John Silver. This guy does not deserve to be in the roster. Every time Adam Page was hitting him, I felt like we should phone child services because John Silver is a fucking midget. The guy looks like a kid, and I get that he's small, I get that other wrestlers are small, but other wrestlers legit don't look like dwarfs. This guy looks like a slightly bigger Hornswoggle. I'm not even taking the piss. How is John Silver so small? He's tiny, and he's got this sort of like, he's got that like body that's malfunctioned, you know. I'm not being mean to the guy, but his limbs aren't the size they should be. It's not just a case of he's a small man. He literally is, his body is like positioned like a dwarf, like a Hornswoggle. It is what it is, really. He's got these small stumpy legs, these small stumpy arms, and we're supposed to believe that he can get in the ring and go with people. I mean, this guy couldn't even go with the women's champion. This guy couldn't fucking beat Alexa Bliss, for God's sake. And we're supposed to believe that he can step in and mix it with the best people in AEW. No, this show's an absolute joke. But you know what? Let's start from the beginning, because that's where it all went wrong. Jon Moxley with Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta taking on Tomohiro Ishihara. And who the fuck is Tomohiro Ishihara? Who cares? Why the fuck do we give a shit about this guy? Unless we are like Japanese and we've managed to find a server online and we've got an American TV channel by absolute mistake and we've tuned into this not meaning to, and we've done it by complete accident, then maybe we would care. Oh look, there's a Japanese guy, there's somebody that looks like me on TV, but unless, no one cares. No one gives a shit about these Japanese dudes. Moxley wins because, of course, Moxley wins. But this match, no sell, no sell, no sell, no sell, no sell, no sell. Blade, both blade, no sell, finisher, no sell, finisher, no sell. 1, 2, 3, Jon Moxley. That's it. Jon Moxley must be the most overrated fucking wrestler in the world right now. I can't understand why people think Moxley's great. He is nothing short of shit. The guy is abysmal, and I thought he was bad in WWE, and he was bad in WWE, but he took it to new heights in AEW. All this guy does is blade, and I can only imagine like the scars on his forehead. He's probably turned into Flair. He's Flair in a sense that all you need to do is literally poke him on the forehead and he will burst open. Because he's bladed himself, he's cut himself so many fucking times. Little emo Moxley. What's the guy's problem? Why are you fucking bleeding on Dynamite? It's a throwaway match to open the show. It means fuck all. It means nothing. And this guy's bleeding like a stuffed pig, honestly. Well, what is the fucking point? Sometimes less is more. Him bleeding every single time he's on TV, it just loses its appeal. So when he is in a big match and he bleeds, we're not going to think anything of it. It's not going to be special because the guy literally bleeds every time we fucking see him. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. Anyway, Death Rider, he wins. Who cares? Fatty the Kingston was out there. I wish he would bleed. Anyway, let's move on. Adam Cole is backstage. He arrives out of his car, and then MJF arrives at his like pickup car or whatever. And MJF cuts like the corniest promo, the goofiest promo, where he's so happy to see Adam Cole because they're going to be teaming up in this tag team tournament. And he's like literally licking Adam Cole's arse. Tell me how Adam Cole's arse tastes like, MJF, because you had your tongue right in there. And he says that he's got a new shirt. Better than you, baby, and that they're going to be the new tag team champs. Yeah, two guys that are like 5'9" are going to be the tag team champs. I'm next with Orange Cassidy versus Il Delo Fenchino and Keith Lee versus Parker, Menard, and Danny Garcia. Listen, 6-man tag matches in AEW are borderline unwatchable. These things will make you want to kill yourself. If you're a happy-lucky person, after watching a 6-man tag, you will literally be depressed. You'll be on medication for the rest of your life. It's not worth it. Just skip it. That's what I did. I skipped it. Apparently Keith Lee won. Keith Lee's a big fat bastard. Maybe he should have skipped a couple of McDonald's, and he might not have put so much weight on. But I don't think he skipped lunch. I don't think he skipped dinner. He certainly didn't skip dessert. No, this guy had every single fucking meal and dinner available to him throughout the day. Every day, 24/7. Fuck it, he probably created an 8th day just so he could eat the big fat bastard. Anyway, Keith Lee absolutely sucks. It reminds me of Big Smoke. I want 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, and a large soda with extra... Psh, fuck off, big fatty man. Look, the guy is seriously unfit. Probably going to die soon. That's what it is. I mean, he's what, 42, 41. He should not be that size. It's really not healthy. But anyway, Keith Lee, Cassidy, and Finkino get the victory. Then we see Jericho arrive. Jericho says he's no problem getting dirty tonight. He says it's time for the Painmaker. So yeah, we're getting a throwaway tag team match on Dynamite. And the Painmaker's coming back. A guy that it's like an alter ego that Jericho brings out every once in a while. I thought it was supposed to be saved for big matches. I guess we'll talk more about it later. But the Painmaker's unbeaten in AEW. So of course that means tonight that the Painmaker and Jericho's going to win, right? Right? AEW logic? Of course. Yep. No. Anyway, the Young Bucks, or as they're going by now, the Hung Bucks. And it's like, I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. If the Young Bucks are hung, then fucking John Silver's 7 foot, and trust me, he's not 7 foot. Maybe 7 inches, but not 7 fucking foot. So the Hung Bucks take on the Dark Order. We've got Hangman Adam Page there. Hangman Page doesn't want to attack the Dark Order. He won't strike Evil Uno. Evil Uno, who's another big fatty in a mask, he bitch slaps Adam Page plenty of times. Then Adam Page finally starts attacking him, and then we get the match, and well, we get the end of the match, and they brawl, and then they do the fee trigger. Then Adam Cole or Adam Page, whoever he is, does the buckshot lariat. 1, 2, 3, and it's like, what is the point of these matches? Look at both of these matches. You knew who was winning. These 6-man tag matches, they're always so fucking one-sided. Honest to God, every time they happen on Dynamite or Rampage, it's like the most one-sided 6-man tag match you could imagine. There was only ever going to be one winner here, and seriously, why is John Silver wrestling? Do you remember back in the day when Hornswoggle was about? They had like the mini Battle Royal, and they brought out like mini Kane and mini Batista. That's what they should do now. That's what they should do now. They should just get John Silver and sign him up to the midget division. Maybe he can be midget world champion, but he certainly shouldn't be beating guys on the main roster and guys that are actually competing and hopefully having aspirations to one day be a world champion. Losing to fucking John Silver is embarrassing. And it's no offense to John Silver. Look, he doesn't suck any more than the rest of the roster. They all equally suck. They're all equally shit. But at least the other guys look like grown men. Well, take that back. At least the other guys look like grown fucking, I don't know, teenage boys or whatever. John Silver just looks deformed. He does. It is what it's sad, but, you know, that is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say that John Silver looks like a guy that could be world champion or looks like a guy that should be on a poster to headline Mania. No. He looks like he should be on a poster for the circus. The fucking circus. Here, do you want to see this free foot dude? Well, you're going to find him tonight. John Silver. Boom, that's what it... John Silver, is that not a pirate name? I'd make him walk the fucking plank. The guy sucks. Absolutely sucks. Get John Silver out of here. Then we had... What did we have next? I don't even remember. Fuck it. Jungle Boy Jack Perry came out, but he says stop the music. He's no longer going to be called Jungle Boy, but he said he's still young, cashing fat checks, and he says he's banging the hottest bitch in the place. Then he pulled down his sunglasses and he gave a wink, but it just came across as super awkward. Like, some people can pull this off. Some people have, like, that natural talent, that natural charisma, or that natural, like, acting ability when they do things like this. It just looks proper, it looks legit, but this felt like it was so forced from Jack Perry. But then he went on to bash Hook, and you know what? I've seen a lot of people say this promo was terrible. I think once they started bashing Hook, it was actually not bad, because Hook deserves to be bashed. Hook was called a fraud. And that's right, he says that the FTW title doesn't mean anything, but he's still going to take it from Hook because it means something to him, therefore he wants to take it away from him and his family. He says the next time he sees Hook, he's going to beat the shit out of him. Then Hook comes out, they have a chase. He chases him back to the parking lot, and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, aka just known as Jack Perry now, jumps into the back of a car and speeds off. And then, this was so fucking embarrassing. We seen Hook, he was angry that Jack Perry got away, so he like pushed this garbage trash can onto the floor, and there was a member of security standing there, and the trash can hit the security member. But that's not really what bothered me. The fact is, this security guy was a big fucking guy. This security dude looked like a man. And then you've got Hook, who honestly looks like a 15-year-old that he's at the skate park, or he's sitting outside McDonald's with his little fucking Happy Meal, riding a skateboard, emo skateboard, and it's like the guy looks about fucking 15. Yeah, we're supposed to believe that he can beat all these grown men in fights. No, fucking look at the state of him, sitting there with his wee hoods on, looking like he should be, I don't know, fucking getting ready for high school in the morning or something, man. The guy's a joke. The guy's an absolute... What is it with all these little men in AEW that get pushed to the fucking moon? Hook, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, they're all look at the size of these guys, man. Where's the believability they could beat anyone? They couldn't fucking beat nobody. But for some reason, Tony Khan has them winning every single match available. I just don't get it, man. I do not get it. Then we had Ruby Soho beating Alexia and Nicole because Britt Baker wasn't here tonight, unfortunately. Then Ruby runs down Canada and she says that Britt Baker's a skank. So, yeah, there you go. Whatever. I mean, Britt Baker could be a skank, but at least she's not ugly as fuck like Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho looks like an absolute freak show. So yeah, but then again, she fits in AEW because most of this roster are freak shows. Then we get the Tornado Tag match. Sammy Guevara teaming up with not just Chris Jericho, but Painmaker Chris Jericho. Painmaker has never lost in AEW. The commentary team explained it's like an alter ego. So of course, what happens? Throwaway tag team match. A match that means nothing. Not saved for a pay-per-view. No real build-up. Now, you can argue they confronted each other before the Forbidden Door, but there's no real build in this. And what did they do? They have Chris Jericho tap out to Sting. The Painmaker never lost before. Well, guess what? Now he has lost. And the team of Sting and Darby Allin win. Sting also threw himself off a ladder through a table to the outside. Why he's risking doing that at 64 years old, I have no idea. But for Jericho to lose tonight, fucking retard it. Why not just have Jericho come out as normal, and then Sting can beat Jericho, and then Jericho can challenge Sting to a rematch, and give us a big build between two guys that actually are legit main offenders, and then maybe in 2 months' time from now, or whatever the next pay-per-view is, or maybe even in London, All In, or All Out, or whatever it's called, you could have had Jericho, the Painmaker, versus Sting. But no, no. Give Jericho the Painmaker gimmick tonight. He's never lost as the Painmaker, but then he taps out in the middle of the ring to Sting. What's the fucking point? What is the point? And you could have had Sammy Guevara take the pin, or the tap out. I know it's still technically Jericho's in his team, so he still loses. But why the hell would you have Jericho tap out? It just makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever, but who cares? The show sucks. It wouldn't have mattered. I mean, Jericho could have beat Sting. I mean, Sting could have done a 450 splash through a flaming table onto thumbtacks. It's not going to change the fact this show's fucking garbage. So who cares? But I'm just saying from a logical standpoint, I don't know why you would have Jericho lose when he's never lost as the Painmaker. And surely there's a bigger match, there's a much bigger payoff for these two in a singles match, and you could have had it at Wembley, but for whatever reason, they decide to have Sting beat Jericho in the middle of the ring tonight, making him tap out, and, you know, winning by tap out, winning by submission is a pretty definitive victory, so I just didn't understand that, but whatever. Yeah, so there you go. I thought it was a shit show. Was not good. I'm trying to give it, you know what, the Jungle Boy, I like Jungle Boy bashing Hook. I like Jungle Boy bashing Hook, and Sting flying off the top of the ladder. I'll give that credit. I'll give it credit. I don't think he should be doing it, but, you know, the fact that he does do it, fair enough. I remember when we seen Ric Flair retire at 59, then Ric Flair went to TNA, and he was wrestling when he was like, what, 61, 62, and it's like, back then, that seemed like Ric Flair, it felt like what Ric Flair was doing was impossible. It felt like Ric Flair was like literally doing stuff that he shouldn't have been able to do. And I'm not taking anything away from Ric Flair, but now we've got Sting, who is wrestling a couple of years older than Flair was, and he's having legitimate matches. I mean, you look at Ric Flair, and I'm not saying like Ric Flair wasn't legitimate, but a lot of Ric Flair's matches were basically him showing his ass off. It was basically him getting his trunks pulled down, fucking bleeding like John Moxley, and that was it. He was rolling about the ring with his ass on display, and he was busted open and everything like that. Sting's like actually legit looking. He's looking like a threat, you know. He's taking it serious. He's not just an... When you see Sting in the ring, you don't think, oh, there's an old guy who hasn't got it anymore. There's an old guy that you don't look at Sting and go, that's embarrassing or that's pathetic. I feel like that's what you were doing with Flair, especially in TNA. You were like, what the fuck's this old guy still doing? He must need the money. But with Sting, he still looks pretty good. It's strange. It is very strange. So I'll give him a little bit of credit, guys. There you go. 2 out of 10. That's all that it's getting. A point for Sting. And you know what? Jack Perry, will give him a chance. Like, he bashed Hook, he ran Hook down, and Hook fucking deserves it because Hook sucks. That's it, guys. That's your AEW Dynamite review. I'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and of course, until then, until next time, peace.